Jason Austin slash fishing. That's probably the best dash fishing. Um, Jason Austin works for me now. He is a Purple Heart recipient. His Purple Heart has been to space and back. And that's just because he happened to know a SEAL who became an astronaut and took his Purple Heart to space and brought it back. But the biggest thing with Jason was he spent 900 days in the hospital.
Wow.
He was, um, he was, and this is a very typical story. If you ever talk to some of the guys that served in Iraq and in Iran in that area, is I was in a Humvee driving down a road, and we ran over an IED, and Jason was on the front passenger seat, and it was literally underneath him when it exploded. Um, so 900 days in the hospital, he came home. He his wife had gone, his wife had left, took his daughter. He had no job. He back to a community he really didn't know. He didn't want to reach out to old friends. Who wants to hear from a guy they hadn't talked to in 3 years that they don't know what to say to him? That's the biggest. A lot of people don't know what to say to somebody who's been through that.
Right.
And so one of our volunteers over in Florida picked up the phone. He had heard about Jason and one other guy that was in a similar scenario as Jason and said, "Hey, I heard you might want to go fishing. Me and a couple of guys are going tomorrow. Why don't you come with us?" What that volunteer did not know is Jason had already planned and had a shotgun laying next to him when that phone rang. So the next day, Jason said, "What the hell? I'll go. I can always do this later if I need to, if I still feel like it." Went fishing, came back, sold all his guns, and bought a kayak.